Just remember here is what people work for. Oh, excuse me, it's a Zimbabwe dollar. It's 10 million Zimbabwe dollars. And there's people who will still work for this piece of crap. Every stupid school teacher I know will work for this. And that's what they teach you to work for, is this piece of trash. The whole system is rigged against you. And it starts when you say to your child, go to school, get a job, work hard, save money. I don't trust the central banks. I don't trust the Treasury. I don't trust Wall Street. And I don't trust our school system. If you don't know anything about money, you have no freedom. You see, the reason there's no financial education in schools is to keep people tethered to the paycheck. Well, it goes all the way back to school. They said, go to school to get a job. It's in that mantra that sits between your left ear and your right ear that they hold you prisoner. I don't have dollars. I use everything they tell me not to do. This is the US dollar. Biden is going to print, I think, 7 trillion of these fake Zimbabwe. Oh, it could be US. Oh, it could be pound. It could be euro. It could be francs. It doesn't make any difference. They're printing this garbage. But they teach you nothing about money at school. But how Kamala Harris and Joe Biden become the puppets of Wall Street, the banks, and government. That's the mechanism as of today. If it goes to Fed coin or Euro coin or Yuan coin, those banks are toast. They don't need them anymore. It's going to be straight injection of money, helicopter money, as Ben Bernanke, somebody called it. And they're going to be able to trace everything you spend your money on and all this. So what does that mean? I'm looking into the future. That means in 2021, June, which is right now, I'm accumulating as much gold, silver, and Bitcoin, preparing for the day when it goes to Fed coin. It's all invisible. Nobody can see it. You can't see Amazon. You can't see Apple. You can see the products, but you don't see how massive they are. Apple's not an American company, as you know, Chinese. So who controls Silicon Valley? China. How did Biden win? China, Silicon Valley. And we all know that, but we want to pretend our vote counts. And I live in Arizona right now. People say, well, why are you living in Arizona? Because the next country China's going to take down is Taiwan. You know it, I know it. China wants Taiwan. They've always said they wanted Taiwan. So that's why about 20 years ago, a company called Taiwan Semiconductor moved out of Taiwan and into Arizona. So now they call Arizona Silicon Desert. And when people say, well, what are you doing in the desert? I said, why aren't you here? Well, the reason I'm here is Taiwan Semiconductor is here, and right now the shortest thing on supply of semiconductors, which are invisible. And so the average person can't see that. They're looking for a job at McDonald's. They want to be a corporate executive of McDonald's. Well, that's your choice. It's a free country. But McDonald's is going to full automation. They're not going to need hamburger flippers soon because artificial intelligence is coming in. Artificial intelligence is going to take out about 35 million jobs. Truck drivers are gone. And our schools are still saying to kids, go to school and get a job. Or become a doctor or a lawyer, and then you're tethered to the IV line from the government called a paycheck. The biggest crashes come when there's new technology enters. So 2008 was the derivatives market, which you probably worked on. Mortgage-backed CDSs and all those things. This Fed coin, if that comes, it'll be in response to Bitcoin. That'll wipe out the bankers of the world. It's like they'll wipe out the truck drivers. And the reason it's good that the young people are practicing now is they at least have some experience, they can move on. And so all the young people now who are starting, so what if you fail? Stand up, do it again. That's how you learn. So our schools teach us, you're stupid if you make mistakes. But in the real world, the person who makes the most mistakes wins. That was Thomas Edison. He failed 1,014 times before he created the electric light bulb. Now, what happened if he had failed once? Says, I'm a failure, I'm going to quit. I'm going to get my pension check, my entitlement check. Well, that's what we're teaching kids to do today, because our school teachers are run by unions. The most important thing is get in the game, make mistakes. I just encourage people to be legal, ethical, and moral, because that's what really screws people up. That's life. Life goes on. Life is up and down. That's real. We'll make mistakes. Learn from your mistakes. Don't be a liar and cheat on your mistakes. That's all I want. Best advice. I have no respect for the school teachers. My whole family are school teachers. They're good people, but they're cowards. They're so afraid someone's going to cut that. And that's what keeps people tethered. That. So what Rich Dad teaches is that if you don't need money, what could you do? I'm against school systems run by good people who know nothing about money. It's not about being optimistic or pessimistic, it's being a realist. So if Biden's going to print another $7 trillion and they're going to raise taxes to get it back, 10 million Zimbabwe and every school teacher in the world would work for this garbage. That's how stupid they are. That is how stupid school teachers are. They work for this piece of toilet paper.
And there's one thing, nobody likes to get old, but there's one thing good about getting old. You have more viewpoint to look at the world from. We were born during one of the biggest booms in world history. 1971, Nixon took us off the gold standard, and the economy boomed because they could print trillions of dollars that were fake. And says, don't worry, we'll always protect stocks. But to do that, they had to print trillions of dollars to keep the stock market propped up so that baby boomers didn't lose everything. And they drank the Kool-Aid, and now we have Social Security that's broke, Medicare that's broke, and a stock market set to crash. What else could go wrong? And we have, in 1970, I think the debt to GDP was 30%. Today it's 140%. And people say, well, what's different from 1970 to today is we're broke, we're bankrupt. 30% debt to GDP to 140% debt to GDP, that's like you were making 100,000 in 1971, let's say, but you had 30,000 in expenses. Today you're making 100,000, but your expenses are 140,000 a year. And so the boomers are in serious, serious, serious trouble if they don't keep this bond market and stock market propped up.